Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, February 27, 2016, around 6:44 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. Going to be a sunny day out, highs around 40. Tomorrow's going to be in the 50s, and next week, the beginning of next week, another taste of spring going into early March, which is good. March is coming in like a lamb, but I hope it does not come out like a lion, because March is known for lots of snow. Some of them very surprise snowstorms, so we're still not out of the woods yet, but the weather forecasters in New England says for the next 7 to 10 days, no significant snow, but that could change in a minute. Some news to report. Boston Bruins beat Carolina Hurricanes by the score of 4-1. Bruins only 3 points out of first place in the Atlantic Division, which is good. Also, Boston College men's hockey team beat UMass Lowell by the score of 3-1 last night. That's the only good sport that the Boston College is good at right now, is the hockey team. And it's Happy International Polar Bear Day. And there's been some rumors going around that one of the Stadium Series games for the NHL next year is going to be the Florida Panthers against the Tampa Bay Lightning at Marlins Ballpark in Miami. That's a retractable roof, so that's good if they could do that. And there's also rumors going around, if the Bruins do not sign Louis Eriksson to a long-term contract extension, that they're going to have to trade him by the trading deadline Monday to get some good players, because if he signed with as a free agent, Bruins get absolutely nothing. Louis Eriksson's an unrestricted free agent after the end of the season, so the Bruins must sign him, but there's no news on how contract negotiations are going. I just hope they sign him to a long-term extension. And that's about it on the news. My first video blog subject of the day is a continuation of the top 10 greatest everything and everything. I've now reached top 10 greatest sports athletes, pro sports stars in the history of Cincinnati sports. This includes the former Cincinnati Royals, which is now the Sacramento Kings. And this is a good list. It's very impressive. And here it is. Number 10 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history is Andy Dalton, current quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a great quarterback, but he has to win a playoff game. The Bengals have not won a playoff game since 1990. Maybe he'll be the quarterback who does it. You never know. Number 9 on this list of the greatest sports stars in the history of Cincinnati sports is Davey Concepcion, shortstop who played 19 seasons for the Cincinnati Reds. A very great defensive shortstop, very underrated. He was part of many big red machine teams in the 1970s. He should be a Hall of Famer, in my humble opinion. Number 8 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history is Ken Anderson, quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals for about 15 seasons. He actually led the Cincinnati Bengals to their first Super Bowl in 1982. Very, very good quarterback. He has not been considered for the Hall of Fame yet, but he should have some consideration. Number 7 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history, Joe Morgan, second baseman for the Cincinnati Reds, played 10 seasons with the Reds, won back-to-back MVPs in 1975, 1976 for the Reds. Number 8's hanging from the rafters at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Number 6 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history, Barry Larkin, shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds. He played 20 seasons for the Reds, great shortstop. 1995 National League Most Valuable Player, 2012 Baseball Hall of Famer, and number 11's hanging from the rafters at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Number 5 on this list of the greatest sports stars of Cincinnati sports history, Jerry Lucas, who played 7 seasons with the Cincinnati Royals. He teamed with Oscar Robinson to have a dynamic 1-2 punch. He actually was drafted from Ohio State back in the early 60s because they had a territorial draft in the NBA at that time. If they did it now, then probably the Charlotte Hornets could be NBA champions because of all of the great players from the Carolina area. Number 4 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history, Boomer Esiason, quarterback, who played many years for the Cincinnati Bengals. Great quarterback. Led them to Super Bowl 23, won the MVP in 1988. He should be up the Hall of Fame, in my humble opinion. And number 7 should be retired by the Bengals. Maybe this year will be retired. Number 3 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history, Johnny Bench catcher of the Cincinnati Reds for many years. At one time, he held the most home runs by a catcher in Major League history. He won MVP one year, led the National League in home runs a couple of years. Last catcher to do that in Major League Baseball. First ballot Hall of Famer in 1989. Number 2 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history, Oscar Robertson, the Big O, who played most of his career with the Cincinnati Royals. Very great player, won the MVP in 1962. Cincinnati gave the Celtics some great series in the 60s, but he requested a trade out of Cincinnati in 1970, went to the Bucks to win an NBA championship with the Bucks in 1979, team with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Oscar Robertson is kind of a lost legend in the NBA because there's no longer a team in Cincinnati for the NBA. And number 1 on this list of the greatest sports stars in Cincinnati sports history, Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, who played many years with the Cincinnati Reds in a variety of positions, second base, third base, first base, outfield, and he was a great player, has the most hits in Major League Baseball history with 4,256. But he got suspended for life for gambling on baseball, the cardinal sin in baseball, which that prevents him from the Baseball Hall of Fame. But in my humble opinion, he should go into the Hall of Fame because gambling baseball, even though it's a cardinal sin, it did not affect the outcome of the game when he was playing and stuff. When he was managing, that was a different story. But it's not like he didn't have inflated numbers because of the gambling. He should go on before some of these PED users go in my humble opinion, admitted PED users. And that's about it on that. Tomorrow will be the top 10 greatest sports athletes in the history of Atlanta sports. This is going to probably be Braves heavy. Other video blogs today will be about sporting news radio and MBTA bus route 439 that goes to Nahan. Sometimes it starts at Len Central Square or Revere, Wonderland, or downtown Boston. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunny guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. I commented on Molly Rosenblatt's Facebook page, website about like Bob Schaefer, the former host of Face the Nation. I had told her it was his birthday a couple of days ago, and she says she didn't know that, so she's learning some more facts about stuff she didn't even wasn't aware of. I give out the facts: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus. Elizabeth Hart's so stunning, and she's the best. Amy Swinsy's awesome. Sherry Spill of Fox 25 is the best. Julie Gower of Fox 25 also is so awesome. She also has nice legs. And in the words of Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Famer, the John Jezebel. Don't forget, questions, comments, concerns, shout-outs, plugs, and other stuff. Private message me. And March 22nd, the second Ask Rich video blog, so send those questions in. I loved hearing from that, and it will be answered on these video blogs on March 22nd. Have a good day.